Interesting facts. Nature. Here are 50 fascinating facts about nature that showcase its beauty, mystery, and power. Amazon rainforest is the lungs of the earth. The Amazon produces roughly 20% of the world's oxygen, earning it the nickname the lungs of the earth. The Amazon rainforest creates its own weather. The Amazon rainforest generates enough moisture to create flying rivers, massive streams of water vapor that can even influence weather patterns in distant regions. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest living structure. Stretching over 1,400 miles, the Great Barrier Reef can be seen from space and is home to an incredible diversity of marine life. Mount Everest grows every year. Due to tectonic activity, Mount Everest continues to rise by about 4 mm each year as the Himalayan plate is pushed upward. Trees can talk to each other. Through a network of fungal connections called mycorrhiza, trees share nutrients and send signals about threats like pests, essentially allowing forests to communicate. Some jellyfish are immortal. The species Turritopsis dohnii can revert to its juvenile state after maturing, potentially allowing it to live indefinitely under the right conditions. Lightning can strike the same place repeatedly. The Empire State Building in New York City gets struck by lightning around 20 to 25 times each year because of its height and conductive materials. The Antarctic dry valleys are the driest place on Earth. This region has not seen rain for nearly 2 million years, making it even drier than the Sahara Desert. Plants can defend themselves against predators. Some plants release chemicals that make them taste bitter or toxic when they're attacked, while others can attract predators to eat the pests harming them. The Earth experiences over 500,000 earthquakes annually. About 100,000 of these can be felt, but only a small percentage cause significant damage. Most happen in remote areas or are too small to be noticed. The Sahara Desert is expanding. The Sahara grows by about 0.5 miles each month due to desertification, with its borders pushing further into surrounding areas. Lakes can explode. Certain volcanic crater lakes, like Lake Nyos in Cameroon, can experience limbic eruptions, releasing carbon dioxide that can suffocate nearby animals and people. Polar bears' fur is not actually white. Their fur is transparent and reflects visible light, which makes them appear white. Their skin underneath is black to help retain heat. Some animals glow in the dark. Bioluminescence is common in ocean creatures, like jellyfish and deep-sea fish, but some land creatures, like certain mushrooms and insects, also produce their own light. The Earth's magnetic poles have flipped. Earth's magnetic field has reversed its polarity many times in the past. The last major flip occurred around 780,000 years ago. There are rainforests in the ocean. Kelp forests and coral reefs serve as underwater rainforests, providing essential habitats, promoting biodiversity, and supporting a vast number of marine species. Volcanoes can form lightning. Volcanic eruptions sometimes create their own electrical storms. The friction of volcanic ash particles creates static electricity, leading to dramatic lightning displays. Plants use sunlight to detect seasons. Plants have photoreceptors that help them detect day length, which triggers seasonal behaviors like blooming, leaf shedding, and seed production. The ocean is home to 99% of Earth's living space. Oceans cover about 71% of the Earth's surface, and the deep-sea habitats account for most of the planet's volume, making the ocean Earth's largest ecosystem. Some mountains glow at night. Certain mountains, like those in Alaska, have bioluminescent algae or plankton in streams, making them appear to glow under specific conditions. Clouds can weigh millions of pounds. A typical cumulus cloud weighs around 1.1 million pounds because it contains tons of water droplets, even though it looks light and fluffy. Sea otters hold hands while sleeping. To avoid drifting apart in the water, sea otters hold hands while sleeping. They sometimes form rafts of dozens or even hundreds of otters. The blue whale's heart is the size of a car. The heart of a blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, weighs around 1,300 pounds and is roughly the size of a small car. Coral reefs are home to 25% of marine life. Despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor, coral reefs are incredibly biodiverse and provide habitats for a quarter of all marine species. Some plants feed on animals. Carnivorous plants like the Venus flytrap and pitcher plants have evolved to capture and digest insects to supplement nutrients in poor soil. The Earth's core is as hot as the Sun's surface. The temperature at Earth's core is estimated to be around 9,932 degrees Fahrenheit, 5,500 degrees Celsius, comparable to the surface of the Sun. Certain fish can walk on land. The mudskipper is a type of fish that can move on land by using its fins as legs. It also breathes through its skin and mouth lining when on land. Trees can live for thousands of years. Some bristlecone pines, like the famous Methuselah tree, are over 5,000 years old, making them some of the oldest living organisms on Earth. Some animals don't die of old age. Species like the hydra, a small freshwater organism, can regenerate their cells indefinitely and might not experience aging in the traditional sense. Lake Baikal holds 20% of the world's fresh water. Located in Siberia, Russia, Lake Baikal is the deepest and oldest freshwater lake, holding about a fifth of the planet's unfrozen fresh water. Banana plants are technically herbs. The banana tree is actually the world's largest herb, as its stem does not contain wood but is instead composed of densely packed leaf bases. Birds can see the Earth's magnetic field. Birds have a special protein called cryptochrome that helps them detect the Earth's magnetic field, aiding in navigation during migrations. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. There are about 3 trillion trees on Earth, which outnumber the estimated 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Fireflies produce cold light. Unlike most sources of light, fireflies produce light with nearly 100% energy efficiency, emitting almost no heat. The sunflowers track the sun. Young sunflowers exhibit heliotropism, where their flower heads follow the sun from east to west throughout the day to maximize photosynthesis. Cows have best friends. Studies show that cows form bonds with other cows, and they become stressed when separated from their chosen best friends. Some frogs freeze solid in winter. Wood frogs can survive being frozen solid in winter by producing a natural antifreeze. They thaw out and come back to life in the spring. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Venus takes about 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis but only 225 Earth days to complete its orbit around the Sun. Rain contains bacteria that helps clouds form. Certain bacteria found in rainwater help to seed clouds, promoting precipitation and even influencing weather patterns. The Arctic Ocean has no land borders. Unlike other oceans, the Arctic Ocean has no large landmasses on its borders and is almost completely enclosed by land. Birds are descendants of dinosaurs. Fossil evidence shows that modern birds evolved from small theropod dinosaurs, making them the closest living relatives to these ancient creatures. Cacti have leaves that are actually spines. Cacti have adapted to arid environments by turning their leaves into spines to reduce water loss and protect against herbivores. Sharks have been around longer than trees. Sharks have existed for over 400 million years, predating the appearance of trees on Earth, which emerged around 350 million years ago. Some rocks move on their own. At Racetrack Playa in Death Valley, rocks seem to move across the dry lake bed, leaving trails behind. Scientists believe this occurs when ice forms and the wind pushes them. A single tree can release hundreds of gallons of water in a day. Through a process called transpiration, large trees like oaks release up to 100 gallons of water daily into the atmosphere. There are underwater waterfalls. In Mauritius, an optical illusion called an underwater waterfall is created by sand and silt sliding off the ocean shelf, giving the appearance of water pouring into the depths. Giraffes have the same number of neck vertebrae as humans. Despite their long necks, giraffes have just 7 neck vertebrae, the same number as humans, though theirs are much larger. Some trees bleed red sap. The dragon blood tree, Dracaena cinnabari, produces a deep red sap that looks like blood when cut and is used for dye and medicinal purposes. The Earth has a 5th ocean. Recognized by scientists in 2021, the Southern Ocean surrounds Antarctica and has distinct ecological and environmental features from the other 4 oceans. Mountain gorillas have unique noses. Every mountain gorilla has a unique nose print, much like human fingerprints, which researchers use to identify individuals. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe our channel for more such videos.